Hello, happy Thursday. I know I said I wasn't going live because I've been sick, but I lied. I was bored. So I am going live. Hello, everybody. I am feeling much better today, so it's all right. I'm allowed. I'm allowed to go live, she said as she was delirious on cough medicine. No, but I really do feel much better. So today I am going to be doing a kind of a demonstration on how to play Star Wars Unlimited for free on the internet. So the first thing you're going to do is go to forcetable.net and then you're going to click where it says Star Wars Unlimited. I'll go back. forcetable.net and then right here on Star Wars Unlimited. Ta-da! It costs $0 to play. Star Wars Order is here. Hello there. First. Brick is here. Second. Ryan said, hey, Andrea. I'm feeling much better, Ryan. Thanks for asking. All right, so we're going to go to Quick Match. And I will be play testing the Luke Skywalker starter deck today. So I'm going to click here where it says Luke Skywalker. This is just showing you basically what the deck is made up of. So it has 1 2-1B surgical droids, 3 C-3PO protocol droid, etc., etc. It's just a list basically. So I'm going to click here where it says select player 1 because that's the deck that I want to play. And I'm going to let you guys pick the deck that I play against. So these are our options. We've got Boba Fett, Solo, Ahsoka, General Grievous, Mando, Moff Gideon. I've played both of these decks, so I don't recommend you guys pick Mando or Moff Gideon because I know them already. I rather play something I haven't seen yet. Hey party people. Thanks, I am feeling better. Everyone's saying hi to everyone in the chat. So what do you guys think we should play against? I'm thinking Grievous could be fun. Luke Skywalker versus Grievous. Or Darth Vader. I mean, you can't go wrong. These are the two starter decks that came in the same pack. Let me grab it actually so that you guys can see like the physical starter deck. In the meantime, put in the chat what deck you want me to play against. Okay, I grabbed it. Also, I don't know why I'm wearing my headset. Do I even need my headset today? Probably not. It's okay. It's comforting. It's comforting, the weight of the headset. Ryan says play against Darth Vader. Vader. Hey, David. Welcome. Yeah, so let's do that. I'll pop this up. Don't look at my face. I'm sick. Also, I don't have my background lights on today because my background lights are also sick. They're actually just charging, but the whole thing just looks weird today, so just ignore the background. But here's the 2-deck starter deck pack. So it comes with a Luke deck and it comes with a Vader deck. I haven't actually played either of these yet, so today is going to be my first day playing the Luke deck. All right, so we're going to play against the Vader, so I'm going to click on the Vader deck. Again, it shows you a list of what's in the deck, so you can peruse it and get familiar with it before you jump into the game. But then I'm going to select player 2, and see now I have both of my decks selected. Luke player 1 versus Vader player 2. And then it asks you to select who gets to start. I'm just going to hit random so that it's a random start. And we're off. The game is going to start now. What did you think of Andor Season 2 trailer? I haven't actually seen the Andor Season 2 trailer yet because I wanted to do a reaction and I've been sick the last few days, so maybe later. I'm feeling better, David. Thank you for asking. All right, so the first thing it wants me to do is decide if I'm going to mulligan. In case you're not familiar with trading card game lingo, mulligan basically just means like putting cards back. For Star Wars Unlimited, the way mulligan works is you actually have to put back your whole hand and redraw a brand new hand, which is kind of risky. I think in this instance, I'm going to say no, because I feel like I have a lot of good options to play on turn 1. So now it's asking me to choose 2 cards to resource. Probably nobody knows what that means. That's okay. I'm sure it'll make sense to people eventually. Okay, so this is an event. Waylay, return a non-leader unit to its owner's hand. This is a unit. When played, give 2 experience tokens to another friendly rebel unit. I have 2 of these Waylay cards, so I'm going to resource that. And what else? This is an upgrade. Attached to a non-vehicle unit. Oh, I have 2 R2-D2s. Let me just resource the R2-D2. Then I'm click done. And so now that becomes my resources for turn 1. So it's saying it's my turn. Player 1 turn begins. So it's my turn. So my options are here. I can play a card or pass. So I have 2 resources. I can play Luke's lightsaber, but it's an upgrade, so it doesn't work right now. I have to play a unit. I could play R2-D2. Maybe I should have kept the R2-D2 so that I could play 2 R2-D2s. I'm feeling now like that was a mistake. Okay, I'm going to play this R2 card. And it has an ability, so top card of deck, displaying 1 result. It's called Vanquish, and it's an event card, and it defeats a non-leader unit. Okay. Put Vanquish on the bottom of your deck. I'm going to say no. So basically that was the ability for R2-D2. So when you play him, you look at the top card of your deck, and you can put it on the bottom of your deck if you want to. Otherwise, leave it on the top of your deck. So with Star Wars Unlimited, every card is going to tell you what it does. It's just going to seem really complicated as you're starting out. The Andor 2 season trailer was good. Didn't like the music. Okay, no spoilers. No spoilers, please. On the Andor season 2 trailer, I still gotta watch it. Okay, so now I'm gonna pass, and the AI is gonna play now. And I guess they took the initiative. So when you take the initiative, oh my gosh, this is going to be so much explaining. Is anyone actually going to learn how to play from this? Probably not. But when you take the initiative, basically that becomes like your turn and you're starting the next round. So in this round, the other player is going to start. So now it's telling me I have to choose 1 card to resource or choose done to pass. So I can resource a card. Let's see. I think I'm going to resource this one, Consular Security Force. Click done. And now I have 3 resources. They just played out this card. I mean, I'm trying to read it. Why does it say Vader's lightsaber and it looks like something else? Oh, wait. What? Attached to a non-vehicle unit. Oh, that's an upgrade. Okay, but what card did they actually play? I'm trying to read it. It's not letting me read the card that they played. Oh, well. It's our turn now, so I can play this space unit, Wing Leader. When played, give 2 experience tokens to another friendly rebel unit. That's pretty good. I'm going to do that. So that, I'm sorry if this is a confusing game, guys. It kind of is. But basically, your units on either side are going to fight the other person's units. Robbie says, spoiler, Andor is in it. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. So now because with this, I get to give 2 experience tokens to things, I will choose that because it's the only thing I can choose. And basically that just makes it a stronger card. Now they fought my R2-D2 with the Viper probe droid. So they hit it for 3 damage and now it's down to 2 life. Does that make sense? Not really. So the red number is what the unit attacks with and the blue number is the life points that they have left. So they just hit R2-D2 with Viper probe droid. So it hit it with like 4 or no, hit it with 2. I don't know. I'm also just learning this game, guys. But it is my turn, I think. I don't have any resources left to play a card, so I'm going to take the initiative so that I start next round. And what the heck did they just do? Player 2 passes. How did they get rid of my card? Okay. This is the beginning of round 3, so choose one card to resource. Okay, so I'm going to have 5 resources this round to play something out. So I think I'll resource either Chewbacca or Vanquish. I think I'll resource Chewbacca. So R2 only hits one at a time. No, so R2 hits another unit. So this is your ground area, your ground units. So I have R2D2 and they have this droid out right now. And then this is where your space units go. So all of your starfighters are going to go. Oh, I don't think you can actually see my mouse. All the space units are going to go on the left side and the ground units are going to go on the right side. Star Wars Order says, spoiler for Andor trailer is under 2 minutes long. Oh, so it's a short trailer. Okay, good to know. Okay, so right now it's my turn, so I'm going to play out... I think I'm going to play this out. It's a ground unit, and it's a saboteur, so when this unit attacks, ignore Sentinel and defeat the defender's shields. That sounds pretty good. I'll play that out. And... they just attacked my base. So your base is kind of like your life source. When your base dies, you lose the game. So my base is Administrator's Tower, which has 30 life points. Right now it's down to 15. So I'm already losing this game. I'll probably end up losing this game. Ryan says, was this made available online if you don't have people to play the physical game with? It's just kind of like a practice tool, Ryan, and it's a nice way to become familiar with the game. I definitely recommend that everyone try it. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's free. It's free 99. I'm going to put the link in the chat so you guys can see what it's called. But it'd be really fun if we all became familiar with the game, and I don't know, it would just be cool if we all knew how to play. MKM Brick says, I had no idea this game existed. This is awesome. Yeah, it's actually about a year old, or it's coming up on being a year old, so it's pretty new. But it is really fun. I've played with a few people, and it's fun. I recommend it. Okay, so it's my turn. Here it tells you how many resources you have left. So I have 2 out of 4 resources left. That means I can play out Luke's lightsaber, and that's pretty much it, because this costs 3 to play and Vanquish costs 5 to play. So the only thing I can play is Luke's lightsaber, so I'm going to play that out, and I can attach it to either one of these because it's an upgrade. And I think I'll attach it to R2D2. Heal all damage and gain shield. Let's see what they did. They played Dark Lord of the Sith, and then their turn was over. Yeah, it's kind of confusing at first, guys, but I think it'll start to make sense to everyone once we all start playing. Danny says, howdy y'all. Ryan says, this is cool. I'm such a noob with all these card games. It's okay, Ryan. We all are. We're all noobs. And it looks like it is my turn, but I can't play anything else out, so I'm going to take the initiative so that I start next turn. I'm going to make the game screen a little bigger so that you guys can see a little bit more. Okay, so now it's the beginning of round 5, I think. So I start out my turn by choosing one card to resource. So let's see, maybe C-3PO. Yeah, let's resource C-3PO. And now it's my turn because I'm beginning the round because I took the initiative at the end of the last turn. None of these words make any sense to anybody. That's okay. I'm going to play Vanquish, I think, and defeat a non-leader unit. So I'm going to play that, and now it's going to have me select a unit to take down, and I'm going to take down the Viper Probe Droid because it hits for 3, whereas the Snowtrooper Lieutenant hits for 2. So that gets discarded on their side, and then for their turn it looks like they hit my Rebel Pathfinder with their Snowtrooper Lieutenant. And then their Snowtrooper Lieutenant died. Okay. My leader card, which is Luke, also has abilities. So let's see. You pay 1, give a shield token to a unit you played this phase. I don't think I need that anymore. So I'm going to attack for my turn. So I'm going to attack their base with R2-D2. And this is just like an on attack trigger. Put Rogue Operative on the bottom of your deck. I didn't even really read the card. Sure, let's put it on the bottom of my deck. Why not? But I just did 6 damage to their base. Robbie says, what did Resource 3PO do? So resources is what you use to pay for the cards that you play out. So on round 1, you like resource 2 things and you have 2 to pay for cards with. On round 2, you resource 1 thing and you have 3 resources to pay for things, like so on and so forth. Does that make sense? Probably not. You probably shouldn't teach games when you're sick, but again, I think if you guys start playing online, I think it'll start to make sense slowly but surely. It's back to my turn, so I'm going to attack their base with my Rebel. Actually, I could attack their base or I could attack this guy. But if I attack this guy, it's not actually going to die because they have 3 life points and this only hits them for 2. So they're still going to be around anyway, so I don't think it makes sense to attack this guy, Cell Block Guard. So I'm just going to hit their base for 2. And now their base has 8 damage. And my base has 17 damage. So I'm well on the way to losing. And this is their leader card. So each player has a leader card. Mine is Luke. The opposing player right now is Darth Vader. And each leader card has an ability. So Darth Vader's ability is you can pay 1 if you played that card. How do I explain this? The cards have different like symbols. So if you played a card with that little like purple symbol on it, this phase you can deal 1 damage to a unit and 1 damage to a base. So they've been activating that ability pretty frequently. Star Wars Order says, it's okay, you got this, Andrea. Thanks. I mean, it's nice to win, but mostly I just wanted to show you guys the game and encourage you to play. Okay, so now it's the beginning of like phase 6 or round 6, whatever you want to call it. So I have to choose 1 card to resource. So at this stage, you want to look at the cards that you have and figure out what you want to resource. Just keep in mind whatever you resource is not going to be something you're able to play out later because you're basically turning it into like your currency. So whatever ability of the card that you resource is now, it's now gone. How much damage can you take? So my base can only take 30 damage before I die and lose. And right now I have 17 damage. So I've got less than half of my life points left. All right, so I'm going to have, after I resource, I'm going to have like 6 resources to pay for cards with. So I want to keep a 4 and probably a 2. So I'll resource one of my 2s or 3. I think I'll probably do this one. So see how that gets turned upside down and it's added to my resource pile right here. All right, and this little text bar, which is probably too small for you to read right now, that's kind of telling you what's happening. So right now it says player's 1 turn begins because I'm starting this round. So I have 6 things to pay out with. So I'm going to play out this card. It costs 4 to play. Zituk Liberator Gunship. I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but I'm going to play that out. And because it's a space unit, it's gonna play out on the space side here on the left. And it has an ambush ability, so after I play this unit, it can ready and attack an enemy unit, which basically means I can use it right away. So I'm going to attack with it right away. Do I want to hit their base or do I want to hit this? I think I'll probably hit this TIE fighter because I don't want them to have units out to hit my base. So I think I'm going to do that. So their TIE fighter is now dead and mine took 2 damage. And then for their turn, they just use their cell block guard to attack my base. So now my base has 20 damage. Ryan says, I apologize if you mentioned this before, but is it possible for all of us to play a big game together online? So I do think there is a way to do that, Ryan. I haven't quite gotten there yet. I'm just now testing forcetable.net out for the first time today with you guys. You guys are watching me use it for the first time ever. So I think there's a platform for people to play with other people online, but that'll be step 2 after everybody learns how to play. So you guys got to learn how to play first. Joshua says hello from work. Hello, Joshua. Ravi says Joshua in the hizay. All right. So they attacked me just now. They attacked my base. So again, my base is at 20 damage out of 30. So if it hits me for 10 more points, then I lose. So let's see. My options are I can attack their base with R2-D2. I think right now, how much does he attack for? You know what? Let's find out. Let's find out how much he attacks for. Let's attack this guy. Oh, it hit them for 6. I probably should have hit their base for that much. Okay, so they just played off Moff Tarkin, which when he's played out, he can search the top 5 cards of your deck for up to 2 Imperial cards, reveal them and draw them, put the cards on the bottom of your deck in a random order. So that's why we just saw them draw 2 cards. Yeah, you guys have to learn. You guys have to learn. I think when I start the next game, let me finish this one up, and then when I start game 2, I think I'll try to explain it a bit more because I feel like I just jumped into this game not really explaining how it works. Andrea, you should play with people on the live. Give us a link. I know, that's what I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get to that stage, but first everyone needs to learn how to play, and this is a great way to do that because this is a free thing that you can use and try out different starter decks and learn how to play. Ravi says, does it say how much damage the card will do? Yes, so the damage on the card is the red number. So this attacks for 3. And the blue number is how much damage it can take before it dies. So this has like 4 like health points. Think of it as your HP. So attack points, health points, attack points, health points. So that's, each card will tell you. So right now, R2-D2 has an upgrade. Oh, he has 3 upgrades actually. So these are all the upgrades on R2-D2 right now. 2 experience tokens, which give him +1 for attack points and health points. And remember, I played out Luke's lightsaber as an upgrade. So it's actually attacking for a lot. R2-D2 is really stacked right now. And then I can, as an action, deploy my Luke Skywalker leader. So I'm going to do that. How do I do that? Action ability. Here we go. So deploy this leader. So now Luke, my leader card, is one of my ground units. So I'm going to be able to use him to attack with. So I think I'll probably attack Grand Moff Tarkin with Luke. Oh, he has an on attack. Oh, I can give something a shield token. Cool. I think I'll give my shield token to R2-D2. Hello, comic book enthusiasts. It's going well. We're just playing Star Wars Unlimited. Alright, so it's my turn again. I have 2 resources left, so I'm going to play out my Alliance X-Wing. And that's it. I can't do anything else this turn because all of my cards are tapped, and the way that you know if a card is tapped is if it's turned sideways. That means it's done. It can't do anything else. So I'm gonna pass, and that's the end of the round. So this is the beginning of a new round now. So I draw 2 cards and I choose a card to resource if I want to. I'm at the point now though where I have 6 resources. I don't have to turn a card into a resource if I don't want to. Hey Alex, long time no see. I hope you're doing well. So because of the upgrade, cards R2 attacked for 6. Yes, exactly. Because of the upgrades, R2D2 is like attacking for a lot right now. So let's see. I could play out both of these this turn, or I could resource Leia and play out both of these. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to resource Leia. And so now I have 7 resources to pay for stuff. And player 2 is starting this turn. They just played out this card, which when played can deal 3 damage to a space unit. So they just did 3 damage to this card, my Alliance X-Wing, and that's why it's in my discard pile now. They just killed it. All right, so for my turn, I want to attack their base with R2D2. So he's going to attack for 6. So now their base has 14 damage on it. And then for their turn, it looks like they used their Darth Vader ability to deal 1 damage to a unit and a base. So they just killed this off and then did an additional damage to my base. Star Wars Order says, I've played a game similar to this. Do you know what it was called? What was it called? Is it available on mobile? I'm not sure, Robbie. I think it might be PC only. I'm not sure. Okay, so let me... I think for my turn right now, I'm going to attack their base with Luke Skywalker. So now their base will have 19 damage. And I can give something a shield token, so I'll give R2D2 my shield token. So now their base has 18. I thought it was going to have... Why did I think it was going to have 19? Maybe I just don't know how to do math. Okay, and then the reason Darth Vader just came out is because they just deployed their leader card. So now Darth Vader, unfortunately, is going to be able to attack my base for 5. So we're very much close to dying. But I have this card, return a non-leader unit to its owner's hand. That's not going to work in this case because Darth Vader is a leader card. But I can play it and return this card to their hand. So I'm going to do that. And now it looks like they're attacking my card. They just attacked my base for 5, so we have 27 damage. All right, for my turn, I'm going to play out General Dodona. Who the heck is this guy? He looks familiar. But I didn't know that was his name. All right, so we'll play him out. And they played out another Viper probe droid. Those things are annoying. Excited for Andor and Revenge of the Sith anniversary screening. Also got a new phone, upgraded from 7 to 16. Oh, well, that's a big jump. You went from the iPhone 7 to 16. How did your iPhone 7 even work? That's pretty crazy. It was a big upgrade. So many new features. Well, good. Congratulations. Glad to hear everything's going well. That Star Wars card game sounds fun. Do you have any tips or tricks to share? Yeah, my tip for you guys today is to play it on forcetable.net like I am right now. And if everyone can learn how to play, then we can start arranging games and playing each other. Star Wars Order says it was my friend's house and I think it was called Ashes Reborn, but don't quote me. That is interesting. And it was a Star Wars game. I'll have to look into it. Star Wars Order says General Dodona was in Rebels. He is the one that got ambushed on Atollon. I don't remember that. I'll have to look him up. I don't remember him at all. General Dodona. Okay, well, that's the end of the round, so it's my turn now. I'm going to take the initiative so that I start next turn. And now you're seeing the beginning of the next round. So again, I can choose one card to resource. And I don't think I will. I'm going to keep both of these cards. So I'm just going to click done. And now it's my turn. So let's see. I should probably attack Vader with my R2-D2 card. But if I attack with Luke first, I can give something a shield token. But my base is about to get taken down. Let's see, what do we do? I think there's no way around it. I think I've lost. This is hitting for 6 right now. So even if I hit Vader for 6, he's not going to die because he has 8 HP. But let's just do it. You know what? R2-D2 wants to attack Darth Vader. And by golly, we're going to do it. Oh, he almost died. He was so close to dying. I hit him for 7, but he survives. Oh my gosh, he's hit my R2-D2 back. Or no, I don't know what he did. This game is confusing sometimes. Let's read the text. Okay, Darth Vader, Dark Lord, deals 5 damage to Administrator's Tower. Darth Vader, Dark Lord, deals 2 damage to R2-D2, ignoring protocol. How did he do that? How did he deal 2 damage to 2 of my things? Oh, okay, because his ability is on attack, you may deal 2 damage. So he dealt the 2 damage to R2-D2, and then he attacked my base for 5, and then I lost. So that's the end of the first game, which I lost. I hope we all learned something watching me lose. Just tried the link and worked. Yay, good. I was thinking about Marvel Snap. I think I played Marvel Snap once. Isn't that like a deck building game? Like a board game, but it's like deck building. Played that years ago. Star Wars Order says, no, it was not a Star Wars game, but similar rules. Oh, interesting. Homework for everyone. Learn how to play Star Wars Unlimited, TCG. Yes, exactly. Everyone has to learn how to play. Okay, so let me restart a game. I'm going to try to explain it better this time. I'm going to try not to be a crazy person and jump right into the game. So here's the setup, okay? I have a leader card and a base. This is my side of the board over here. The other person's side of the board also has a leader card and a base card. Your leader card is active throughout the whole game. So the ability on the leader card is going to apply throughout the whole game. However, leader cards can take what's called an epic action, which means if you meet the requirement, you can deploy them as a unit. And that's when they come out here as a ground unit and they become like another unit that you have out. So for Darth Vader, in order to play him out as a unit, you have to control 7 or more resources, which means you have to have 7 resources here in the resources section. For Luke to come out, I have to have 6 or more resources. I don't know if the text is big enough for you to read, but do you see that little yellow box where it says epic action? If you control 6 or more resources, deploy this leader. So each leader card is going to tell you how many resources you need in order to deploy the leader card. So that's the setup, okay? And then to start the game, everyone draws 6 cards, okay? So now, at the beginning of your turn, you can choose 2 cards to resource. That's because it's the first turn. Moving forward, I can only resource 1 card per turn, but it's turn 1, so I can resource 2 things. So here I can see I have an event card that costs 2 to play. This is a unit card that costs 2 to play. Space unit that costs 4. Event card that costs 3. What's this? Ground unit that costs 3, and ground unit that costs 4. So my ground units go over here where it says ground. My space units go on this side where it says space. My space units can hit the other person's space units here. I can attack beam, beam, beam. Or they can hit the base. My ground units can attack the other person's ground units. Pew, 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 pew. Or they can hit the base. You win the game when you take the other person's base down. Which is very Star Wars, right? We see like a lot of battles end when you like defeat their space station or destroy the Death Star. Poof, battle over. It's done. So it's very characteristic of Star Wars for them to have done it this way. Like all you have to do to win the game is take their base down. That's all you got to do, and then you win. All right, so the first thing I have to do is choose 2 cards to resource. So I'm going to kind of look at everything's ability and decide what I want to keep in my hand and what I want to turn into a resource. Let's see. I'm going to resource Waylay. Although, I don't know, Waylay could come in handy. I'm going to resource this one, Consular Security Force. And I have a lot of ground units, but I only have 1 space unit. So I kind of want to keep this card, System Patrol Craft. So let me get rid of a ground unit. Let me see, maybe 3PO. Yeah, I'm going to resource 3PO. It's 3PO, right? How good can he be? Robbie says, do you have a limit to buy cards in? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not sure what that means. But you can only play out as many cards as your resources will allow you. So it looks like they tapped one of their resources to play out Death Star Stormtrooper, which costs 1 to play. When you first play a card, it can't do anything until the next phase, so that's why he's turned sideways. He can't attack me just yet. It's my turn right now, so I'm going to play out... the only thing I can play, because it's my only... Actually, no, it doesn't make sense to play this event, because it says exhaust an enemy unit. Give a shield token to a friendly unit that costs 3 or less. That's not a card that makes sense to play right now. So I'm just going to cancel. And for my turn, I'm just going to click here where it says take initiative. And that's going to let me start the next turn. If a card costs 2 to play, can you run out of costs and cannot play a card? Yeah, exactly. So if I have 2 resources and I play a card that costs 2, that means that's it. I can't play anything else out until the next phase. Because in the next phase, everything's going to reset. My resources reset and I draw 2 cards. And that's what's happening now. So the next phase is resetting. So I drew 2 cards. I got these 2 new cards. These are new. This is the Vanquish event from the last game that we saw. You guys might remember the Vanquish card. I like the art with Darth Vader with this little skeleton electrocution stuff. And then we also just drew a Fleet Lieutenant. So after I turn something into a resource, I'm going to have 3 resources. So my options will be the Waylay, which won't make sense to play, the Fleet Lieutenant, or a Fleet Lieutenant, which I have 2 of. So I'm actually going to turn one of my Fleet Lieutenants into a resource. So do you see how that just went over here face down? So these are my 3 resource cards now. All right, and it's my turn. So I am going to play Fleet Lieutenant. Attack with unit, rebel gets +2. Oh, when played, you may attack with a unit. If it's a rebel unit, it gets +2. Okay, I don't think that ability applied to me just now because I didn't have a unit out to apply it to. So I think it just kind of skipped over that. And then for their turn, they just hit my base for 3 with their Death Star Stormtrooper. So that's why I just got 3 damage. Now you have 3 resources, cards you can play, a 3 costing card. Exactly, which I did already. I already played out a 3 cost card, which was my Fleet Lieutenant. But remember, he can't do anything yet because he just came out. And you can't attack with a card that just came out unless it has ambush. Ambush means you can attack the turn it's played. Okay, for my turn, I don't have any resources left to play anything else out, so I'm going to take the initiative so that I can start the next round. Let's see, and they just played... Sometimes this thing moves so fast I can't even read it. Player 2 is dealing 5 damage to Fleet Lieutenant. What? How did he do that? He played this event card, Force Choke. If you control a force unit, this event costs 1 to play. Deal 5 damage to a non-vehicle unit. That's how he did 5 damage. He force choked my Fleet Lieutenant. That's very, very Darth Vader-y to do. If you don't mind me asking, who are your favorite music artists? Oh, sorry, I had a cough. I'm not really a music artist person. I'll enjoy a song while it's on, but I'm not a huge, like, I don't know. I don't keep up with music and who makes it. Sometimes I like songs, sometimes I don't. Okay, so that was the end of that round. So this is the beginning of the next round. So I just drew 2 cards. So let's take a look at my 2 new cards. I got R2-D2, which costs 1 to play. And I got Luke's Lightsaber, which is an upgrade card. So I can attach it to a non-vehicle unit. You guys might recall when I played that last game and attached it to R2-D2, which is why he could attack for so much. So when played, if attached unit is Luke Skywalker, heal all damage from him and give a shield token to him. So that's actually pretty cool. So I think I want to save that upgrade for when I deploy Luke. And pop quiz time. When can I deploy Luke? Do you guys remember? Do you remember when he gets deployed? Let me know in the live chat if you remember how I get to deploy him. Okay, so my card to resources turn. Should look into a friendly unit that costs 3 or less. I'm gonna resource this Asteroid Sanctuary event. I don't feel like I have much use for it right now. So that just became a resource, and I have 4 resources to use this turn. Yes, exactly. Good job, Ravi. After I have 6 resource cards, I can deploy Luke as a unit. Good. I'm so proud. Everyone's learning. Yeah, so once the cards are in my resource pile, it'll always be a resource. Okay, so it's my turn because remember I took the initiative last turn as one of my actions, so I get to start this turn. So I have 4 resources. I could play this out as a space unit, but I probably want to play out a ground unit that can attack them, attack this guy. So let's see. I could play Allegiance X-Wing. Oh, but that's a space unit too. And this is my only ground unit, R2-D2. And that'll work actually, because their Death Star Stormtrooper only has 1 HP. And even if R2-D2 has no upgrades, he's still going to hit the Death Star Stormtrooper for 1 damage. And that's going to kill the Death Star Stormtrooper. So I'm going to play out R2-D2, and that's going to tap one of my resources. See how it says 3 out of 4 resources left. R2-D2 has this ability. Okay, now it looks like it's attacking my base with the Death Star Stormtrooper. So now my base has 6 damage. It's my turn again. The reason it's my turn is because you can only take 1 action and then it's the other person's turn to play an action. So they just attacked me, so now it's back to me. I get to decide what I want to do now. So I think I could play Waylay and return their Stormtrooper card to their hand. That probably makes sense to do right now. Or I could play this Alliance X-Wing. Let's do that. I kind of want to play out another unit. So I just tapped 2 resources to do that. And then they played out Imperial Interceptor. And when played, they can deal 3 damage to a space unit, which is what they did. They did 3 damage to my Alliance X-Wing and it died. So very short-lived Alliance X-Wing. Ryan says Robbie for the win. Yeah, Robbie's learning. Robbie says, and Vader. Yeah, Vader can be deployed after 7 resources. Correct. So Luke Skywalker can come out a whole turn before Darth Vader does. All right, so it's my turn again. I only have 1 resource left, and I don't have any cards that I can play that cost 1. So let's see. What's action ability? Oh, I have this. Tap 1, give a shield token to a unit. You played this phase. Oh, that's actually pretty good. I'm going to do that. I actually forget that my leader card has an action that I can tap. So I'm going to do that. Give a heroism unit a shield. I'm going to give it to R2-D2. So now R2-D2 has a shield, which means whenever it gets hit next, it's not going to take any damage because it has a shield. But when it gets hit next, the shield gets taken down. Does that make sense? It has a shield, so it's protected. But as soon as it gets hit, regardless of how much it gets hit by, the shield goes away. Okay, so that was them. Oh, for their turn, they took the initiative. That was the action that they took. So they're going to be starting the next round. And now it's my turn again. So I can't do anything except pass. So I'm going to pass, and that's going to be the end of that round. All right, so let's look at the cards I just drew. I just drew R2-D2 and another Vanquish card. So I have to choose 1 card to resource. I'm going to resource the Vanquish card because I have 2 of them. And I feel like 1 is plenty. All right, it's their turn. They're attacking my base for 3. So now my base has 9 damage and their base has no damage. So we really got to catch up. For my turn, I'm going to attack. No. I'm not going to attack. The reason I'm not going to attack their Stormtrooper right now is because their Stormtrooper can't hit my base again because they already did that. They're tapped for this phase. So I don't have to rush to attack him. Instead, I gotta do something about this guy because this guy can still attack my base for 3. You can't really see him because he's behind the text box. Wonder if there's a way to fix that. Let me see. There we go. Now you can see. So this guy is still out and he's not tapped, which means he can still attack me. And I don't want that because I got way more damage than Darth Vader has. So I got to do something about him. So I'm going to play this card, Waylay. It's going to cost me 3 to play, and it's going to return a non-leader unit to its player's hand. So we're going to return Imperial Interceptor. Oh, but the thing about that, though, is that when he plays in Imperial Interceptor, he can deal 3 damage to a space unit. But you know what? That's actually okay, because as long as I don't have any space units out, that doesn't apply. So even when he plays them, there's not going to be anything there for him to do damage to. So I'm going to return that to their hand. And it looks like for their turn, they're playing out Moff Gideon, which you might recall has that really funky ability where they can search the top 5 cards for 2 Imperial cards, reveal them and draw them, which is what they did. That's why they just drew 2 cards. So now it's my turn again. And for my turn, I'm going to use R2-D2 to attack the Death Star Stormtrooper. And it's going to die. So Death Star Stormtrooper is dead. My shield actually just went away because I attacked something with my shield, and I didn't realize that was a thing that could happen. Apparently your shield goes away even if, like, when you get attacked once, or also when you attack something else. So now we know. Now we know that for the future. And then for their turn, I saw them tap their Darth Vader card, because it says if you played these have names, the little symbols on these cards. I don't remember what that symbol is called though. But when you play that black symbol thing, card this phase, deal 1 damage to a unit and 1 to the base. So they did 1 damage to my base and 1 damage to R2-D2. R2-D2 is still alive because he has 3 HP left. Which cards have the upgrades? So the cards that have the upgrades are the cards that you play upgrades to. So when I play an upgrade, I can choose what gets the upgrade. Andrea, I love your decora. Your decora. Do you mean my background? My collection? Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, needs the shield down first before you can take it out. The ships can only attack other ships. Exactly. So their space units can only attack my space units and vice versa. And their ground units can attack my ground units and vice versa. You cannot attack ground units with space units. All right, so it looks like it's my turn again. So I have 2 resources left. So I can play out Luke's lightsaber, but remember I wanted to play out Luke's lightsaber to Luke, and he's not out yet until next turn. So I'm going to play out... I can't play out R2-D2 either, actually. Because when cards have that little star next to their name, it means you can only have one of them. Like, you can watch me try. Oh my gosh, is it going to let me play? Oh, it actually let me. I didn't think it would do that. Wait, which duplicate unit? Oh, okay. So now I have to destroy one of them because it only lets me have one of them out. Because there's only one R2-D2, you guys. There aren't multiple R2-D2s. So now I have to destroy one. I'm going to destroy the one with the damage. And I'm going to keep the one that doesn't have any damage because that is the better play. For player 2's turn, they took the initiative, so they're going to start the next round, and now it's my turn. I don't think I can do anything except this. Give a shield token. I'm going to do that. I'm going to give R2-D2 a shield token. And now there's nothing else I can do, so I'm going to pass. And now it's the beginning of the next phase. So the 2 cards that I just drew are Repair, which I desperately need. It's going to let me heal 3 damage from my base. And I drew another Vanquish. I just keep drawing into these Vanquish cards. So for my card to resource, I'm going to resource Vanquish. And now I have 6 resources, which means I can deploy my Luke leader card. They just did something funky. What did they do? Give a friendly unit +2/+2 for this phase, and it deals damage equal to its power divided as you choose among any of the other units. So basically it just used the ability of this overwhelming barrage card to get rid of my R2-D2 shield token, which is a really good thing for me that I had that shield token, because now my R2-D2 didn't take any damage. He just lost his shield token. All right, so for my turn now, I can either attack with R2-D2 or I can deploy my leader unit. Which one? I think I'll attack with R2-D2 first. But it's only going to attack for 1. And that's kind of lame. What can I play out? Heal, defeat a non-leader unit. Oh, I think that might be the best move right now. I think that's probably the best move. So I'm going to play Vanquish, and I'm going to get rid of Grand Moff Tarkin. Robbie says, does Vanquish take out a card no matter how much damage they need? Yeah, it does. So Vanquish is an event card, so once I use it, it gets discarded, and it says defeat a non-leader unit. So that's how I got rid of Grand Moff Tarkin. Just like in the movie. Okay, so it's my turn again, but let's read what they did. Player 2 deals 1 damage to Administrator's Tower. So they used their leader card to deal another damage to my base, so I went from 10 damage to 11 damage. Now it's my turn again. I'm going to deploy my leader card. So now Luke is out, and now it's their turn. For their turn, it looks like they took the initiative, so they're going to start the next round. For my next action, I'm going to attack their base for 4. And then when I attack with Luke, I can give a unit a shield token. And I think the only thing I can give it to is R2-D2. So R2-D2 has a shield now. And their base just took 4 damage. Now it's their turn. They can't do anything. They're done. They don't have any more actions they can play, so it's my turn again. So I'm going to attack. I think I'm going to attack their base. I don't know if it gets rid of my shield token. Let's do it for science. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I hit them for 1, and my shield token is still there. So I think as long as you're attacking the base, your shield token stays. But if I were to have attacked another unit, my shield token would have just fallen off. Will says, Yurt. Hello, Will. I'm teaching everyone how to play Star Wars Unlimited. Robbie says, I thought you couldn't use a card after using it. Thought you had to wait next turn. That's actually not true when it comes to leader cards, Robbie. So leader cards come out ready. So Luke and Vader, whenever they get deployed, and leader cards can only get deployed once per game. So after Luke dies, he's done. He can't deploy again for the rest of the game. But they come out ready, so they can attack the turn that you deploy them. Okay, it's my turn again, and I can play, I have 1 resource left, so I'm going to play Repair, and I'm going to heal 3 damage from my base. So my damage went from 11 to 8, and that's going to help buy us some time. So now the next phase is starting, so I just drew into Obi-Wan, which costs 6 to play, and when defeated, I get to give 2 experience tokens to another friendly unit. If it's a Force unit, draw a card, and I drew into Restored Arc 170, which has a Restore 1 ability. When this unit attacks, heal 1 damage from your base. That's pretty good. I feel like maybe I'll resource this space unit, System Patrol Craft. I'm going to do that because it's kind of expensive to play. So let's turn that into a resource. Did I use Vanquish after deploy? No, I used Vanquish a few turns ago. Okay, so they started the round. Let's see what they did. Open Fire deals 4 damage to Luke Skywalker. So they played this card. And this is their discard pile, so this is where I go to look to see what they played. Sometimes things happen kind of quickly, and I'm like, what even just happened? Because usually when you play with a human, they'll like tell you, I'm gonna play Open Fire and deal 4 damage to your Luke Skywalker. And you're like, okay, awesome. But when you're playing online with an AI, you don't have anyone explaining it to you, so you kind of have to put the pieces together for yourself. So I'm looking at their discard pile, and I can see that they just played Open Fire, which is an event card that deals 4 damage to a unit. So that's what they just did, and that's why Luke has this like red 4. See how he has 4 damage now out of his 7 HP. So if he takes 3 more damage, he's done. He has to come back, and he's not deployed anymore if he dies. So now it's my turn. I am going to attack their base. No, I'm not going to attack their base. I'm going to play Luke's lightsaber. It's an upgrade. So when played, if attached unit is Luke Skywalker, heal all damage from him and give a shield token to him. And that is a really cool ability. So I'm going to play Luke's lightsaber onto Luke Skywalker. It's going to heal all of his damage, and it's going to apply a shield token. So now Luke has the lightsaber upgrade, and he's got a shield token. Is this the same site that lets you play Lorcana for free? It is. It's the same kind of interface, Will. It's called Force Table instead of Ink Table. But yes, it's very similar. JT is here. What the freak is this game? It's like a Euro trading card game, JT, called Star Wars Unlimited, and it's very cool. Please let us play with you. If you guys can learn how to play, we can start arranging games, but you got to learn how to play first. All right, so now it's my turn, and you'll notice that 2 of my resources are tapped now because I played my Luke's lightsaber upgrade, which cost 2. So for the rest of this phase, I only have 5 resources left. So for their turn, they played Admiral Ozzel, Overconfident. So let's look at what they just played. Admiral Ozzel is a ground unit, and for his action, you can play an Imperial unit from your hand. It enters play ready. Each opponent may ready a unit. Okay. So for my turn, I'm going to attack his base for 7. And I get to give R2-D2 a shield token. So now his base has 12 damage. And he tapped his Darth Vader card to deal a damage to R2-D2, which got rid of one of his shield tokens, and he did a damage to my base. So right now my base has 9 damage, and their base has 12 damage. So we're actually kind of winning this time, guys, which is pretty cool. I'm on the site. Which deck did you play? I'm playing with the Luke Skywalker starter deck against the Darth Vader starter deck. Star Wars Order. Okay. So for their action, they tapped their Vader card, did the damage to R2, did the damage to my base. So it's my turn again. I have 5 resources left. I could play this Restored Arc 170 space unit, which will heal 1 damage from my base when I play it. Or I can attack with R2-D2. Let me do that. I think I'm going to attack their base with R2-D2. And it's going to do 1 damage. So now their base has 13 damage. And they just deployed their Darth Vader leader card for their turn. So Darth Vader is now out on the board, which is kind of scary and intimidating. He's probably going to kill Luke, or at least try to. Well, I guess we'll see what they do with Darth Vader. I'm going to play out Restored Arc 170 on the space unit side, and it's going to heal. It should have healed. Did it heal me for 1? It should have. It was supposed to. I'm going to assume it did. Okay, for their turn, Darth Vader deals 5 damage to Administrator's Tower. So instead of hitting Luke, they chose... Oh, my phone's ringing. My mom's calling. Call me later, Mom. Okay, love you, Mom. Bye. So instead of hitting my Luke card with Darth Vader, they chose to hit my base. Which I'm kind of okay with, because I don't know. I don't want Luke to die. He's like a pretty strong card for me right now. So I'm kind of glad. Okay, it's my turn again. I'm going to take the initiative so that I start next turn. And when you take the initiative, you get this little token on your side. So you might have noticed this little Star Wars Unlimited token has been moving back and forth depending on who takes the initiative. All right, so it's the beginning of the next phase. I just drew into Vigilant Honor Guards. And I just drew into Yoda, ground unit. Yoda, Old Master. Restore 2. When this unit attacks, heal 2 damage from your base. And when defeated, choose any number of players to each draw a card. Okay. Yoda's pretty cool. So I think I'm gonna resource Obi-Wan, because if I do that, then I will have 8 resources and I can play out both of these cards. Because 5 plus 3 equals 8, right, guys? So 5 and 3. So let me do that. I'm gonna resource Obi-Wan, and that way I can play out both of these cards this turn. Is this game kind of making sense to anybody? For the first time ever, let me know. Okay, so I took the initiative last turn, or last phase, and I get to start this turn. So let's see. I can attack Vader, I can attack Admiral Ozzel, or I can attack their base. I think I am going to... I think I'm going to attack their base. I think we kind of have to. Because time is of the essence, and I feel like we gotta hit them as much as possible. Okay, for their turn, not sure what they did. Okay, so Darth Vader deals 0 damage. Okay, so Darth Vader hit R2-D2, which got rid of his shield token. Darth Vader is attacking Administrator's Tower. Darth Vader deals 7 damage to Administrator's Tower. Okay, so he just dealt 7 damage. And the reason is he tapped 2 to play out the Snow Trooper Lieutenant. And when played, he can give an Imperial unit +2 attack, which is why Darth Vader attacked me for 7 instead of 5. And that's why Administrator's Tower, which is my base, took 7 damage. So now I am at 21 damage and he's at 20. So it's pretty neck and neck right now. Yes, kind of getting an understanding for it. Good, I know it's kind of complicated at first. I promise it starts to make sense. Sometimes you have to look up certain words, like you'll notice some cards say ambush or sentinel, and you kind of just have to Google like Star Wars Unlimited sentinel to find out what it means or learn more about that ability. But after a while, you kind of get a feel for all of the different kinds of cards. I'm someone who learns by actually doing it. Okay, well that's good, Ryan, because now you can. Now you can learn by playing yourself. How do you put people on the ground? I'm having a hard time with that. So you can only put people on the ground, Star Wars Order, if you can pay for that card. So you start out the game with 2 resources, which means you can only play out cost 1 and cost 2 cards that first turn. I hope that helps. All right. So I just hit their base for 7. Then they attacked my base for 7 with Darth Vader. So for my turn, let's see. This is a pretty good card, Vigilant Honor Guards, because while it doesn't have any damage, it gains Sentinel, which basically means it acts as a bodyguard for my base, which means they can't attack my base with the ground unit until they take this card down. It looks like for their turn, they played out Space Unit Imperial Interceptor, which when played deals 3 damage to a space unit, which is... So now they've killed my Restored Arc 170. That kind of sucks. I really wanted to have that space unit out, and now it is dead. What can you do? All right, let's attack now with R2-D2. What should it attack? I could attack any of these guys or the base, but it only hits for 1 because it doesn't have any upgrades right now. Let's just hit their base for 1. Oh, I figured it out. Thank you. Okay, no problem. Okay, it looks like for their turn, they just played out 1st Legion Snow Trooper, which is a ground unit. While attacking a damaged unit, this unit gets +2 attack and gains Overwhelm. Okay. So for my action, all of my units are tapped, which means they can no longer attack this turn. So I'm going to play out Yoda so that I can attack with him next turn. Ryan says, yeah, I will do some research on this and play it. Yeah, definitely do. Definitely do. It's fun. It's fun. Okay, for their turn, they just took the initiative. Now it's back to me. There's nothing else I can do, so I'm going to pass. And that's the end of this phase. It's now the beginning of the next phase, and I just drew 2 cards. I drew into Rebel Pathfinder, which is a ground unit. And I drew into Leia Organa. When played, either ready a resource or exhaust a unit. So I'm going to keep both of these cards. I'm not going to resource either of them. Robbie says, when you press the logo, you end the turn and gain more cards. No, not really. When I click pass and there's nothing else I can do and I click pass, the turn, that phase is over. Does that make sense? Do you know how to play? I do know how to play. I've never played with this Luke Skywalker deck before. So I'm just learning the Luke Skywalker deck for the first time. Star Wars Order says I'm killing it. Good. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you're doing well. Ricky, you can play this game for free, by the way. Just click on the link earlier in the chat and you too can play Star Wars Unlimited on your computer. All right, let's see. It's my turn. So player's 1 turn begins. So let's see. I only have 9 HP left on my base before I lose. They also only have 9 HP left before they lose. So we gotta be kind of careful. I could play out Leia Organa, which when I play her, it says I can exhaust a unit, which means I could exhaust any one of these. I think I'm going to do that because if I can exhaust Darth Vader, he can't attack with Darth Vader this turn, and that'll come in handy. Oh no, maybe I messed up. They just hit my base for 3, so I only have 6 HP left. I think I won though, actually. I'm gonna attack their base with Luke. Oh no, I can't attack their base with Luke because they have a Sentinel card out. Or wait, why? Oh, okay. When played, give it Sentinel. Okay, so this card has Sentinel right now, which means it's basically a bodyguard card. So I have to take this card out before I can attack their base. So I'm going to hit it with this card, Vigilant Honor Guards, so that it dies. And now they no longer have like a bodyguard for their base. Oh no, they just hit Yoda. It's okay, guys. He survived. Yoda's alive. I'm playing the AI right now, Ricky. So on forcetable.net, you play against the AI. Okay. I think we still have this game. So I'm going to attack their base, which I can do now because I took down their Sentinel. And that's going to hit their base for 7. So now they only have 2 HP left. And they can't attack me with they can't attack my base with anything else. Because they just used their First Legion Snowtrooper to attack my Yoda, which is why it died. And when Yoda is defeated, his card says I can choose any number of players and they draw a card, so that's why I drew a card. And then the game asked me if I wanted the other player to draw a card, and I said no, because why would I want them to draw a card? That doesn't make any sense. So I just selected no when I got the pop-up. Okay, well now I think we can... We can hit their base with R2-D2 and it would only do 1 damage. And we would get them to 29 damage, which is 1 point away from dying. I'm not going to do that because it would be a bad move on my part. Because at the beginning of next turn, they can hit me with 5 and then I would die because I only have 4 HP left. So I'm going to be smart, and instead of attacking with R2-D2, I'm going to click here where it says take initiative so that I can start the next round, which means I'm going to be able to attack them before they can attack me. So for their last turn, it looks like they just played out the Space Unit TIE Fighter. I can choose a card to resource. I'm not going to do that. I think I'm good. And so now because I took initiative for my last action last turn, I get to start this turn, which is great because now I get to win. So I am going to use Luke Skywalker for style points, and I'm going to attack their base for 7, and we're going to win this game. And we won! Haha! Good. I'm glad we didn't lose. 2 games in a row. I'm glad we were able to win this one game. So I hope that was educational for you guys. I hope somebody learned how to play somewhat. Star Wars Order says I just won. Good job. It was pretty easy, he says. Good, I'm glad it was easy. Robbie says when they had a bodyguard card, you couldn't attack their base. Exactly. So Sentinel means bodyguard. In Lorcana, the Disney trading card game, we call it bodyguard. In Star Wars Unlimited, it's called Sentinel. So you have to take the Sentinel down before you can hit their base. Party Pops emoji for the win. Robbie says ticks for stream. Don't forget your homework, everyone. Do it next week. Yes, everyone, go play Star Wars Unlimited. Go learn how to play. I heard through the grapevine at my local card game store that there is a platform where people can play their friends online. So if you guys learn how to play, we can arrange games and we can start playing one-on-one games online, which would be fun. Ryan says, yes, this is fun. Good, I'm glad. Oh, you don't have to download it, Ryan. It's not a software, which is nice because I hate downloading stuff to my computer. I'm always very paranoid about things being viruses. So the good news is, you don't have to. Just go to forcetable.net. I'll put the link in the chat again. I'll put the link in the chat, but you got to drop a like on this stream. That's the exchange. Make sure you like this video before you head out. And I appreciate it. So yeah, check out the game, get a feel for it. There are other decks that you can play. So if we go back to this page, you can see what your options are. These are the official starter decks for the game. So they've got an Ahsoka starter deck with Ahsoka. Look at this clone Commander Cody card. It's very cool. I would probably recommend you guys play the Luke Skywalker deck because you just saw me play it and you got a little bit of exposure to it. And I feel like it'll just be easier for your first game if you just play with Luke Skywalker. But as you become familiar with the game, you can start play testing other decks. You can also create your own deck. Harrison Dula. And you can choose your base. I don't know, Echo base. Add deck. Deck name required. Okay. We can call it Hera. Add deck. Oh, look. We got a Hera deck now. That is very cool. That's cool. Oh, there's no cards in here. This deck has 0 cards. Okay, well now you can add cards. So, you can build your own deck. So, base cards, ground unit cards, space unit cards, upgrades, and events. Those are the 5 different kinds of cards. So you can build your own deck, have fun with it, play around. All of the cards currently existing in the game are here. So you can literally peruse the whole inventory for the game as of yet. New cards come out over time. I think the next set, when is the next set coming out? I think it's pretty soon, actually. There's been 3 sets so far. Let's see. Just gonna make this the full screen. So this is a Star Wars Unlimited site. Latest products. I think this is the next one. Jump to Lightspeed, releasing March 14th, 2025. There's a little video here. That's cool. Prepare to take off, or for takeoff. It's just like a little promo video for the new set. Oh, is that Asajj and Han Solo in epic space battles? Pew pew pew, with more space units. Pew 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 pew. There's no sound, so I'm just trying to create. Fire on your enemies and take control. Yeah, so there's new cards coming out soon with this new set. Don't try the Boba deck, it's hard. Okay, I won't. JT says, Andrea, what did you get for Celebration Japan? What did I get? I bought some of the pin sets, JT. I bought some of the character pin sets. Fun stream. Hello. Pew pew pew. Yeah. Yeah, so check out the website. You can see some of the cards that are coming out soon. Card database. So these are all the cards coming out with the new set. These are all the leaders and the bases. Who is Kazuda Ziono. Best pilot in the galaxy. So yeah, check it out, guys. It's really fun, really interesting. That's it. I'm gonna go be sick on my couch now. Let me know in the comments if you tried out the game and if you learned how to play. And yeah, that's all for now, guys. Take care. God bless, and I'll see you soon. Where's my video? I didn't have my video ready to go. Here it is.